the best thing you can do when trying to trust the Lord more, instead of trying to conjure up, how do I have more trust? How do I have more faith in the Lord? Right? You need to have confidence in understanding like what is truth. All right. Here's the most practical way I believe I can have more trust in the Lord. When you are more familiar with the Word of God, you are more familiar with who God is. If you look back at the very first temptation that man ever dealt with, it's Satan making man question what God said. So you already have your cement, your foundation, right? Your rock. You're like, this is the truth of what the Lord has said, all right? So we are saying that the Lord, what he says is truth. And that we know for a fact, here's what the Lord said. Satan tries to slowly make you feel like you're actually on sand. And then he gets you to say, I actually don't know what God said. That's how he gets you to trip up. That's how he gets you to fall. So if you are so familiar and so confident in what the Lord said that you're like, this is undeniable, anything else that's being said that is claimed that God said, you automatically know that is not of the Lord. One of the most basic things we can talk about is sickness. There's people that believe God gives people cancer. God does not give people sicknesses. You can see so many times in the Bible that the Lord, and especially with Jesus, just when he's walking the streets, he's working with people, he goes and heals people and raises them from the dead. So many people, he is healing. He is a healer of all our sicknesses and diseases. We're just talking about health and sickness right there. The Lord blessed us with an immune system, right? Main point here is I probably triggered someone there. The main point here I'm making is that when you become so cemented in what you know the Lord said, what God said, anything else that tries to creep up, you can immediately say, no, that isn't true. I already know this over here is true. When you already know for a fact the Lord provides for you, right? Anything else where people are like, or thoughts that try to enter your mind when they're saying, you are screwed forever, you cannot be provided for, none of your needs will be met. You're like, that doesn't make any sense because the Lord already said this is true over here. We already have a biblical text that backs up that the Lord does provide. He does meet all of our needs. So you already have that truth so solidified in here and in here. That is how you're able to actually trust the Lord more. You can actually have trust in God because you all are already solidified in the Word of God. Right here, be solidified in the Word of God.